Okay, so number one, it says write the equation of the line with the given slope and y-intercept. So these are pretty easy. They're just telling us what the slope and y-intercept are. So all we have to do is plug them into the equation. So on number one, the slope, the m, is negative 5. So we're just going to put y equals negative 5x. And then what comes after the x?
Plus 10.
Right, the y-intercept. So in this case, it's 0, 10, or just 10. So just put plus 10. So this lesson starts off kind of easy.
Let's keep it.
Well, it's not going to be that easy. Okay, number 3, the slope is negative 1/3. So y equals negative 1/3 x. And the y-intercept is 3, so plus 3. Number 5. Alright, this one's a little bit weird. The slope is 0.
So there's no slope. Y equals 7.
Okay, we could put y equals 0x, but does 0x do anything? No.
So just the
Y equals 7.
So instead of 0x plus 7, you can just put y equals 7. Do you guys remember what that looked like on the graph when it was just...
Horizontal line.
Yeah, you go up to 7 on the y-axis and draw a horizontal line. And if it was just x equals, you go to whatever x equals on the x-axis and draw a vertical line. Okay, number 7. This is where we have to start using our brains a little bit.
I hate using that.
Okay, number 7, write the equation in slope-intercept form. So they're just giving us the picture. We're supposed to write the equation. So what do we need? We need the slope and we need the y-intercept, those two things. Do you guys remember how we found the slope from just looking at the picture? Find 2 points that we know are on the line. Like, I definitely see a point at 0, negative 2. What's another point that you guys can identify?
2, 1,
2, 1. So from 0, negative 2, like 2 down, the y-intercept, how much do you have to rise and run to get to 2, 1?
3.
3,
2.
right, up 3 and right 2. So that means the slope is 3 over 2. And then what comes after the x? The y-intercept. So what is the y-intercept on number 7?
Negative 2.
Right. Why is it negative 2?
Because it's down.
It's crossing the y-axis at negative 2, down 2. 0, negative 2. Okay. Number 9.
Whoa.
So it's definitely crossing at 0, negative 1. What's another point that it's hitting at? 1, 2.
Yes.
1, 2.
2.
So from 0, negative 1, how much do you have to rise and run to get to 1, 2?
3.
Rise,
3, 1.
rise 3 and run 1.
So
So the
it'd just be 3x.
slope is 3 over 1 or just
3x.
3. Okay, the x is not the slope, it's just a variable that the slope is in front of. And then where's it cross the y-axis at?
Negative 1.
Negative 1.
That's not too bad.
Number 11. How far? 22. Write the equation of the line passing through. So, write the equation of the line passing through the given point with the given slope. So they're telling us the slope again, but they're not telling us the y-intercept. Okay, so I know the slope is, on number 11, is negative 3. I'm going to write that part down. But what I don't know is this, the b, the y-intercept. They didn't tell me. How can I find out what the b value is? Well, the other thing that they told us is that the line has to go through 2, negative 5. Okay, what that means is 2, negative 5, if it's on the line, it's one of the solutions for this equation. That means if I plug this in for x and this in for y, it should be true. And that would give me enough information to figure out what B is.
So could you switch negative 5 and 2? Like, could you
No.
make...
The first one has to be the X,
Oh,
the
right.
second one has to be the Y. That
That's
order
right.
doesn't matter. So if I put in those numbers, negative 5 for Y, 2 for X, and then solve this for B. This is kind of the heart of this lesson. This is where you actually have to use your brain a little bit. Any questions on what I've done so far?
No.
Okay. So multiply first. Negative 3 times 2
Negative 6.
is negative 6. Then how do I solve that for B?
Plus 6 on the other side.
Plus 6.
B equals, no.
Is that a lot? Yeah, B equals 1. That's not the answer exactly, it's just part of the answer. So the answer is the equation, but we're going to replace B with 1. That's the answer.
Use multiple ways, Tyler. It's on there.
Number 13. Second verse, same as the first. So they're giving us a slope, 5/3. So I get that. And then they're giving us an X and a Y value that are one of the solutions. How many solutions do these equations have? Infinite. There's an infinite number of X, Y combos. There's also an infinite number of solutions that don't work, that aren't solutions, like negative 3, 0 would not work. But anyway, we're just plugging these in like that. So negative 1 equals 5/3 times negative 3. How do we do 5/3 times negative 3
Use a calculator.
without a calculator?
Multiply by reciprocal.
Put negative 3 over 1, and
Ask your
then
teacher.
you can cross cancel like that. So it's negative 5 over 1, which is negative 5. And then how do I solve that for B?
Add 5.
Yes. Ew. Exactly already. It's weird. I mean, what is this?
I'm scrolling. Just do it slowly and listen to see if anybody complains. Number 15. 1/4. So I've done a couple examples. Maybe I can just do it all at once. Will you guys panic if I do that? So we're using y equals mx plus b. I'll slow it down a little bit. So I'm going to plug all these things in. So what am I going to put in for y?
6.
6. What am I going to put in for m?
1. Just kidding.
Negative 1/4.
Negative 1/4. What am I going to put in for the x?
Just kidding.
1.
1. What is 1 times negative 1/4?
Negative 1/4.
Negative 1/4. How do I solve this for b?
Divide by negative 1/4. So add 1/4. Okay.
Add 1/4. What is 6 plus 1/4? 6 and 1/4. The book probably put this as an improper fraction. It's actually more useful as a mixed number though. So I don't recommend that you do that. So for our final answer, x and y stay x and y, but we need to put in the slope. By the way, do you guys know why x and y stay x and y?
Y, X, and Y.
Because those are the actual.
Because those two are actually variables. They're gonna, like we said, they can be an infinite number of combinations of numbers. It can work for x and y. The slope and the y-intercept, there's only one thing that they can be, so that's why they change. But the x and y can be an infinite number of solutions. Number 17. We can kind of cheat on 17. Does anybody know why?
Because we already know
We use the
that has
calculator.
the y-intercept.
Because it's telling us 0, 4 is a point on the line, and 0, 4 would have to be the y-intercept. Remember 1 through 6? When it told us the slope and y-intercept?
Sure.
Notice the y-intercepts are like 0, 10. So 0, 4 is a point on the y-axis. So that means it must be the y-intercept. Okay, you don't have to know that. You could do the same thing we did on all the other problems. Maybe I should do it for practice. So anyway, I'll plug them all in. So 4 is the y value. 3/5 is the slope.
So do you want us to write this down?
And no, I'm not gonna make you right. No. 0. So when you do 0 times 3/5, it's 0. So b equals 4. So anyway, it's y equals 3/5 x plus 4. Huh?
She's saying something.
Is it a TikTok? It's a comment.
Skylar's secretly insulting you without you knowing.
Yeah. It was like stuck on the freaking.
Skylar could be cussing you. Probably gonna.
I can confirm that is nowhere near what she just said.
I know. You're just saying.
My magnet's dying. All right.
What to solve that?
So on 19 through whatever, it says write the equation of the line passing through the given point. So they're not even telling us the slope this time. How could we find the slope?
Oh, we see what they did to get from 14
Okay.
to negative 3, 9.
This is something else that we talked about last week.
Oh, y minus y, x minus x.
Yeah, if you have 2 points, you can find the slope with the slope formula. Y minus y over x minus x. You will need to know this by the time we get to the test, which is after Thanksgiving break. So
Okay.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, lose all the information. I know.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys will remember everything perfectly. I don't think Jaden's gonna do anything except for study math over
Who?
Jaden.
Yeah, I'm just gonna study math and all.
He's what you call a math nerd.
Jaden's gonna come back and all he would have done, he wouldn't have eaten.
I'll have glasses.
Sleep. He will have nothing. He'll just have
You know what a
been
pocket
looking at
protector
the-
is?
He's gonna drink sad and
Oh, pocket.
How does mustache get involved in this? All right, 2 minus 9. Okay, so y minus y over x minus x, and it simplifies to -1. What does -1 tell us?
That's the
That
slope.
is
That's the slope. Well, now that I got the slope, how do I find the y-intercept though?
you plug it in for the slope.
Plug stuff in. So, I know the slope is -1. How do I find the b value?
That's the y.
Okay, plug in an x and y just like we were doing. Which one do I plug in?
I would choose the 2, 9 because
Okay.
it's positive.
Bro.
There's no 2, 9.
Well, 4, 2.
Yeah, you actually can choose either of these. Both of those should give you the exact same answer if you do it right. So you can kind of choose which of these you like better.
I like -3, 9.
Okay, I'll plug in 4, 2. So 2 equals -1 times 4.
See, now we have a -4 in there. If we would have chosen -3,
So if we add 4,
It's easier to just add 4.
You like.
we get b equals 6.
Bro, I wrote down for like.
Okay, so what's the answer?
6, y equals -1x plus 6.
It includes grants, probably not.
No.
Wait, who are they with? Like the sophomores?
They're,
That's a really
they're
nice
by
six.
themselves.
Oh,
I tried writing.
So what class do they have?
That's a really
Geometry.
nice six.
everybody?
But you guys will take next year.
Ooh.
Wait, what do all the sophomores have to do?
So
Kind of.
Oh.
how many
Not
seniors
always.
are taking
Eli,
calculus?
if Eli doesn't understand it.
None. Juniors take pre-calculus.
So none of the seniors are taking calculus at the college?
I don't think so. I don't think it's offered. David is,
Not you.
there are a couple taking I think it's college algebra though.
Eli.
Shh. All right. So notice I didn't write -1 right here. It's not wrong to write -1, but I just put negative x. All right, last one. Okay, you guys remember how I started on 19?
Yes, by the slope formula.
I use the slope formula. So y minus y over x minus x. So on 21 it would be 4 minus 0, those are the y values, over 1 minus 0. Which equals 4 over 1, which equals 4. So I know the slope is 4. How do I find the y or intercept?
Plug in one of the things.
What would be the easier one to plug in?
0, 0.
0, 0. If 0 equals 4 times 0 plus b, what does b have to be?
0.
0. 0 is the one intercept. So what's my final answer?
Y equals 4x plus
Plus 0. Do I need the plus 0? No.
This makes sense. Wow.
It hasn't before?
No, too.
You act like it's not supposed to make sense.